Hey, Soda Rocks 5 here, Josh for those of you who don't know. So basically what I'm going to be talking about today is my review on the movie Donnie Darko. So first of all, this movie, it's a little confusing in a way. It kind of has that mysterious, somewhat of a darkish vibe to it, but not too much. It's not like one of those movies where you're just completely confused the whole entire time, where you're just like, dude, I don't want to watch this anymore. So actually, it's actually pretty good. So basically, I'll get to the beginning right now. So basically, Donnie Darko, which is the main character, he wakes up on some type of hilltop, doesn't really know how he got there. So he decides to ride his bike back home. Coming to find out when he gets home, he sees that a jet turbine from a big plane landed on his house, exactly on his room. So his family, they think he's dead. They turn around, they see him, so they're like, "Oh my God, Donnie!" So they're all like happy that he's alive. So basically, what ends up happening is that throughout the movie, there's this character named Frank, and Frank dresses in this dark, black, evil-looking, like, kind of demonic-looking bunny suit. And Frank tells him that he's from the future, and he's chosen Donnie to save the world from basically coming to an end. But in order to do that, he has to have Donnie destroy some things that are like kind of in his town. It's kind of weird how the whole entire thing works out. So basically, Donnie, he's already kind of screwed up in the head a little bit. He has to take medication because he's just kind of like one of those people that he's not really a people person. He kind of struggles a lot in his like mental area and stuff like that. But he's not like mentally retarded or anything. It's just that he kind of like his imagination in a way. He just kind of, he's that oddball of everybody that people just kind of typically don't hang around him. Even though he has a couple friends in the movie, but you know. So basically, like, in the movie, as it progresses and progresses, Frank keeps having Donnie destroy more and more things. Like, it goes to where he has to flood the school, and he destroys like the main statue that the mascot that's in their school. And he has this weird thing to where he finds this lady that creates this book that's all about time travel, because now Donnie's trying to figure out how did Frank time travel. And it's weird how the time travel works in this movie, because it's like, normally you think time travel, okay, there's like a time machine, some type of portal. And this one they chose a portal, kind of like the movie to Abyss, where those aliens were like water type. Because in this movie, the portal is like water, and it comes from like their bodies basically, so nobody else can see it, only he can see it. It's like this weird little stream of water, and it's all CGI, and it just travels through, and like wherever it goes is basically telling that's where the person's going to go in the future. So like there's a scene where he's in his room and he's just kind of like out of it, or no, he's not in his room, he's in like his living room, and his friend is over, his dad's friend, his dad, they're all watching football and stuff like that, and he starts kind of going off into weird like sleepy mode or whatever, and his little sister is like skipping around the room, and he sees this portal coming out of her and coming out of everybody else. So basically wherever the portal's going, that's where they're going to be next. So that happens, and Donnie has a couple little nightmares and stuff like that, or well, he thinks they're nightmares, but really he's actually doing what he's doing. So then they also bring in this I don't know if he's, I guess he's some type of therapist in a way, I don't know what to call it. Which, so the character, he's played by Patrick Swayze. And so his whole entire role in the movie is, he's kind of like those counselor people that are trying to get kids to get rid of all their fear and stuff like that. So he has like this whole entire thing of how to get rid of fear. And Donnie just doesn't trust him in a way. He totally insults the guy and gives him all this negative attitude and everything, which later you actually find out that, basically, Frank has Donnie go into Patrick Swayze's house, the character, not actual Patrick Swayze, whatever. So anyways, he goes inside the house, and he burns down the house, because that's what Frank told him to do. So later on the next morning, they find out on the news that when the firefighters went to go, wash out or get rid of the fire of the house, they found out that Patrick Swayze's character was actually a child rapist. And so that changes everything. So he goes to jail and stuff like that. So technically, what Frank told Donnie to do kind of helped the town in a way, because they finally caught this guy and they got rid of like all his like child pornography stuff and so all that weird stuff. So that happens. And so basically, there'll be scenes where Donnie's talking to his therapist, and he kind of freaks out at one point because she puts him in this trance, and in the trance he opens his eyes, and there's Frank standing right there staring at him. Does this really creepy like tilt thing where he tilts his head and like lightning comes and so. And then another scene too is that he's in the bathroom, the lights are off, and he puts his like hand to the mirror. And right afterwards, Frank is right there. He's in like the view of the mirror, and he puts his hand there too, makes this weird little sound. So then, whenever he's talking to Frank, everybody else thinks that he's talking to himself. So only he can talk to Frank. He's the only one that can see it. So he finds this chick that, or this old lady that wrote a book about time travel, and he tries to talk to her about it, but she's just like too crazy in the head, so she doesn't really know what's going on. So basically the whole entire movie is just about how Frank has control over him in a way, trying to have him do all these different things because Donnie has to save the world before the world ends. So they'll be cool. They'll be like a it does it probably 5 different types of movies. It'll have a countdown of like how many days, how many like hours, how many minutes, how many seconds are left till the world ends. So it counts down. So then, near the end of the movie, they have this Halloween party, and he decides to have him and his friends go look for the old lady that wrote the book. So they go and they do that, and basically what ends up happening is that when they go, there's these two high school jerks that bully him, and they go there, and they're trying to mess with them, and at the same time, there's another car coming as they're trying to mess with them, so the jerks take off, and they throw Donnie's like girlfriend on the floor. And this car's coming, doesn't know that, and accidentally runs over the girlfriend. So then what ends up happening that the guy steps out of the car, and when the guy steps out of the car, it's Frank. He's wearing the bunny head thing and everything, so he looks really freaky. And he takes off his head, and he's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, man. This, and this." And then Donnie has a gun in his pocket. He pulls it out, shoots Frank in the head, and kills Frank. So then you're thinking, wait, what the heck? Because earlier in the movie, you see a scene where Frank from the future is in a movie theater with Donnie, and he takes off his head, the bunny head, and he has a bullet hole, like right, I think it's like in his eye or something like that. So he looks really freaky. So then that shows you how Donnie's the one that kills Frank, but somehow Frank revived himself in a way and went to the past to like save the world or something like that. But at the same time, he just used Frank. It's actually like some type of spirit that's inside Frank. So so it basically works out. Donnie, all this crazy crap is happening to him. So then at the end, he just has to decide that he has to go into this portal to go back into the past at the beginning of the movie. Because basically the family is going over to a different state to where the daughter's going to have her dance competition. And when they fly over there, they get stuck in some weird like tornado that's actually the portal to the past. So a jet turbine breaks, goes into the portal. Donnie goes to his house where he's in his bedroom, and he knows that he's going to die right now. So he's laying in his bed and he's about to fall asleep. The jet turbine travels to the past, smashes him in the house. So then it's at the beginning of the movie again, but now Donnie's dead. But therefore Donnie dying meant that the whole entire world is saved. So I don't know if you understood any of that I said, but it's a really confusing movie, but at the same time it's a really good movie. Watch it like twice so you understand everything that goes on. So yeah, that's my review on the Donnie Darko movie. You guys should check it out. It's a pretty good movie. And so yeah, if you like this video, subscribe to my channel, SodaRocks5. If you're on Facebook, just go ahead and like the video. That'd be pretty cool. Alright, so I'll post another video hopefully by tomorrow. See you guys later.